anniversary of the 9/11 attack on our country, we pray for your blessings to continue to give a comfort to those who lost family and friends on that horrible day. Thank you, God, for these servants, our mayor, city manager, staff, city council members. Help us to listen with care, speak with deliberation, and find common ground. May our time together be productive and serve the noble and excellent good of our community. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Texas flag.
Honor the Texas flag. I pledge allegiance to thee, Texas, one state under God, one and indivisible.
God bless Texas. All right, very good. Thank you. Okay, moving into agenda item number 2. This is our public comment. Mr. Alexander.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. We have Corey Miller here to speak.
Very well. Mr. Miller, if you take the lectern, please. State your name and your address, please.
I'm Corey Miller with C. Miller Drilling, Winsboro, Texas. Just signed up to speak in case y'all had any questions or about our proposal for water well drilling. Don't know if now's the appropriate time or if you want to look at that later.
Yeah, we will address that in our agenda item 5.c. Thank you, sir. Appreciate it. Mr. Alexander?
Mr. Mayor, we have David Gurka here.
I just came with Corey, and it's not appropriate right now, but it was to answer questions in case there any arose from the council.
Very well. Thank you, Dick.
Thank you.
And Mr. Mayor, we have Deanne Dawkins here to speak.
Ms. Dawkins.
I'm on the HOA board for Buffalo Creek.
If you could state your name and your address for the
Deanne
record.
Dawkins, 149 Country Club Drive, Heath.
Thank you.
And on behalf of, well, not really came here because I'm on the board, but I just wanted to say that I would like a little bit better communication, I believe, between the police department and our neighborhoods, where we know there's an issue of there's been some robberies, both in Heath Crossing and in Buffalo Creek, and we have individuals who walk through those areas where, you know, we've heard things, we don't know what's true, what's not true. I don't want them to give a description of the people or anything like that that would hinder them being able to catch the people. But it would be nice that the people who are walking through those areas, whether it be in daytime or in the evening when they get home from work, that they're aware of the fact that there's a problem there. Because that was one of the things that was on one of the HOA boards, or HOA Facebook page, was an individual who said, well, I walk those every night, or I walk those every day, and I had no idea that there was a problem there. Okay, so I just would like a little, and I know that the mayor and the police were talking about being on the Facebook page for our HOA, and there's actually 2 Facebook pages. There's a neighborhood one, and then there's a Buffalo Creek HOA page. So I do run the Buffalo Creek HOA page. I have no problems with y'all being on that page, and if it would allow for a better communication between our neighborhood and the police department or what's happening in the area.
Very well.
Thank you,
ma'am. Appreciate it.
That is all, Mayor.
Thank you, Mr. Alexander. And I would agree. We definitely always strive to make sure that we're giving as much communication as possible. And I know that sometimes, especially when we're dealing with DPS, it is an ongoing investigation. So those circumstances do create some complexities to communication strategies. But we are always continuing with the chief as well as Suzanne in communications and trying to make sure that we're communicating that. Let's just make note of, one thing that I do think is important is that we continue, and I know that communications has always strived to do this with who our points of contacts are within these HOAs. I know that we have an annual meeting that we just instituted this last year. We need to continue that and just make sure that we're making that kind of the first line of defense is getting that communication out there. So you have our commitment, I know staff's commitment, and it's been at the forefront of everybody's tongue, as well as trying to navigate what can we say, when can we say it. Okay, very good. All right, so at this time, we will go into agenda item number 3. That's our city manager's comments and council comments. So Mr. Alexander?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Council, I don't have any comments this evening.
Very well. Council, at this time, the floor is open for any of your comments. No comments at this time? Okay. I would like to kind of go one more step further in talking about the issues, and for those of you that were here or saw in the last meeting, we did talk about the burglaries that happened within these 3 neighborhoods, and I think 2 specifically, but a third being affected inside this trail system. And it is an agenda item that will be discussed today. It has been ongoing conversations internally on what our stress points are, where our risks are, and continuing to make sure that we are the 7th safest city within the state of Texas. And as I stated in that meeting, our goal is to be the #1 safest city in the state of Texas, and we will do what is within our power and our budgeting abilities to make sure that that happens. So I want to continue to press that, and we spoke about that in our last council meeting, but there is an agenda item that will be discussing that even further and looking at our budget in some unique ways that we're going to be able to address any of those vulnerabilities. Okay, at this time, we will move into agenda item number 4. This is our consent agenda, 4.A, action regarding the minutes of the August 26, 2025 regular meeting. 4.B, action authorizing the city manager to execute an interlocal agreement with Rockwell Independent School District for school resource officer services for the school calendar year 2025 to 2026. I believe all of council has had time to review that consent agenda. So at this time, the chair will open the floor to entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I make a motion we approve the consent agenda.
Okay, we have a motion to approve by Councilman Homby. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
We have a second by Councilwoman Thorogood. So the motion moves. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you, council. Moving into agenda item number 5. These are items for individual consideration. 5.A, we will conduct a public hearing and discussion regarding the proposed fiscal year 2025-2026 budget and plan of municipal services. Mr. Ayers.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Before we get into the public hearing piece of this item, first I'd like to do an overview of the FY26 budget. I have a presentation prepared. Today we're at the public hearing on the proposed budget. On the 23rd, you'll have the adoption of the budget, the property tax rate, and the resolution setting out the pay plan and the fee schedule. This is a breakdown of the fiscal year 2026 budget. The total capital budget is $106 million. The operation side of that is $36.9 million. And the capital is 69.1. This is mainly due to huge effort to focus on water infrastructure projects and roadway projects. As you see right there in the capital projects fund side, you have roughly $65.5 million allocated there. Here's a fund balance breakdown. Your general fund at $6.5 million, utility fund at $15.4. If you go all the way down, your total beginning fund balance for fiscal year 26 is $60.7 million. Revenues are at 118 million, with your expenditures at 106. That brings your ending fund balance to 80.2 million for fiscal year 26. And your total percent change from the beginning to ending fund balance is 18.5%. This is just a breakdown on the property tax rate of your total tax bill. Rockwall ISD makes up 68% of that. Rockwall County 15%, and then Heath at 17%. And this is a historical tax rate. This is just capturing it from the beginning when the senior tax freeze was first implemented. In 2018, it was flat, and from 2019 to 2024, you had increases from year to year, and then we had the increase for this fiscal year in FY25, and now with the proposed tax rate for FY26, it's going to decrease again, and that's primarily due to Senate Bill number 2 and the constraints under Senate Bill number 2 with that tax rate. And this is a comparison of surrounding cities. I had to do some research of different cities in the area, their proposed tax rate. Right now, Heath is roughly 2 between Rockwall and Faith. The more that I research is going from 40, just started to increase from there. But I mean, the Heath has one of the lowest tax rates. I will say we did some research. It was maybe last fiscal year or the previous year, but Heath has had one of the lowest tax rates in the state of Texas. This is just capturing the percent change in the water rate structure. For FY26, we're looking at a 16% increase on the water base and volume rate. On the base side of the wastewater is 6%, and on the wastewater volume rate is 24%. And this was presented in the utility rate study from Wildan that Jason Gray presented. And this is just an illustration of how that will impact your water, your monthly water bill. Just looking at the residential side, just based on the 5,000 gallons of water used and 5,000 gallons of wastewater, based on the current rates to the new proposed rates, you're looking at roughly a 13.6% increase. And if we trickle down all the way to the top, you're looking at, anywhere from 13.6% to 15.7% increase. Okay. On correction on this one, it's actually it's a 25% increase on that water base and volume rate.
Yeah, I was going to ask that, Jay. That's due to some passing cost from North Texas Municipal Water District due to them building in that interceptor line, correct?
Yeah, the waste.
That's all right, go ahead.
The wastewater side, the Buffalo Creek Interceptor, they issued new debt to do some improvements on the Buffalo Creek Interceptor, which is increasing the wastewater service charges for the city by 57%. So that's a huge part of it.
On the water side, the 25% increase that Jay is talking about, that's actually driven by the Water Bridge Plan bond issue.
Yes, on the water side.
Yes,
I
sir.
was specifically calling out the waste side.
Got it.
Because that's a cost in which is disseminated down to us from North Texas Municipal Water District.
Yes, yes, sir, that's right.
So, addressing that is more of the same of, hey, they've issued more debt, they've done improvements, which is great.
Yeah.
However, at the same time, you know, you're gonna see that rate increase as far as, what's in your bill,
That's
right?
right.
As far as the water bridge plan, and I don't wanna take any of your thunder from what you're probably gonna state, but obviously, part of this meeting may actually readjust some of those, maybe not necessarily the rates, but as far as the debt in which we're looking at for capital improvements, being at 55% of the overall budget, but we may actually see that number come down pretty dramatically, as we were just looking at, you know, 72 million, right? You may see that come down.
Yeah.
So we're potentially gonna see some compression due to us putting things out to bid and getting some harder numbers.
Yes, sir.
Okay, very good, thank you.
And this is just an overview of the operational budget, just highlighting the new programs and services. We're adding 2 parks maintenance work positions, converting 2 of our seasonal positions to full-time staff to help with the year-round park maintenance and upkeep at, mainly at Town Center Park. We're adding 3 public safety officer positions just to support public safety. The ordinance updates and consulting, that's primarily related to the comprehensive plan, legal and planning consultation. And we're also adding a city engineer position, just getting that, that expertise in-house, just helping with infrastructure planning and project review. We've also added a HR consultant, street maintenance worker position to assist with the streets and the drainage repair program.
I'd just like to point out too, for everybody that's listening online and everybody that's here, you know, we've been having continuous workshops, and we'll continue to do what's necessary to prepare this budget for its final destination. But obviously, drainage repair programs, you know, you may not see it within your own neighborhoods, but there are a number of neighborhoods within the city of Heath that do have large drainage issues, you know, and so having a drainage repair program is glaring us in the face every single day within the city, and if you live in some of those neighborhoods, you've seen it firsthand. And then also kind of talking through, it's pretty straightforward as far as parks maintenance. We do a pretty good job on parks maintenance with our public works department, but we're gonna have to do even more as you put in a town center park. Obviously, public safety, you've already heard us talk about public safety and the need for more public safety to continue to rise in our rankings to being the #1 safest city in the state of Texas. And then engineering, bringing that in-house is gonna give us a lot of flexibility and abilities within the organization that has been historically a outsourced position. Okay, so thank you. Just wanted to give some additional color to that.
And just salary and benefits, there's a 4% pay adjustment for civilians. Public safety staff, they're on the STEP plan of 5%. Medical insurance is an increase of 5%, and dental insurance, we're experiencing a 9% increase there. Some of the costs of services, significantly with North Texas Municipal Water District, a portion of that is the 7.5% increase on the water rates, and then on top of that, since we're buying from the city of Rockwall, there's a 10 cent per 1,000 gallons added on top of that. The North Texas Municipal Water District, as we talked about previously, there's a significant increase on the water, the wastewater side of 57%. That's back again, that's Buffalo Creek Interceptor. Really don't have any control over that. And
Hold on, to that slide, I would like to point out, again, and this council knows very well, as we look at creating resources like water, right? And we look at, you know, having access to our sewage being managed through North Texas Municipal Water District. If you actually look at those increases, could you imagine if that was not only sewer, but it was also on water, right? So as we look at water wells, we're we're looking at the opportunity that water wells creates for not only self-sustaining, not only taking care of the future needs of the city, but also trying to create an offset for rising costs that will be into perpetuity whenever you purchase water from a different resource that you don't actually create. So just wanted to point that out in this slide, so thank you, sir.
And the capital improvement plan, on the general improvement, general capital projects, we have the street maintenance program for FY '26 at $966,000. The Terry Lane project, that's a bond reimbursement program with Rockwall County of $2 million. And then the completion of Hubbard Drive Phase 4, just for the road, is $6.8 million. The utility capital reserve.
We hope to not see Hubbard Drive in our future budgets as much as
Yeah.
possible.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
We hope to see that project come
Yeah, come to a
to final
close.
completion.
Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Shook. I know you're
Okay.
taking us home on that one.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Just
And-
making that very known that Hubbard Drive is a point of reference on the weekly around here.
I did my part already.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah.
And
All right,
then-
very good.
Yeah, and then on the utility capital reserve, this is verse, I forgot to switch it, but your fire flow improvement, number 2 at Candlelight Park, this is part of the fire flow improvement program, that, council instructed us to prepare and complete within 5 years. So that's incorporated into the capital improvement plan. The cost of that is, not $900,000, but the number at the bottom, the, $2,978,000. And the $900,000 for Hubbard Drive Phase 4 is for water lines, and that's going to be paid from water impact fees.
Very good. It's good to see that on there. Again, just reiterating, is that, you know, there are 10, 11 neighborhoods that were on that list and really didn't necessarily have a plan to get there. That comes from the old Forney Lake Water Supply acquisition that we did a number of years ago. And we're working through that list very diligently, coming around the corner with Dar Estates and that whole section, and then now getting over into Candlelight Park. There's a number of people within that neighborhood that's going to be very thankful that they have a hydrant that's going to be able to accommodate if there's a house fire. So good to see that number on there, and from what I've seen with what you guys have done this last 16 months with Dar Estates, I look forward to seeing that one come off, and then seeing number 3 and number 4 and number 5 all the way through the rest of those neighborhoods in short order. Thank you.
And this is part of the bond series 2023 that was issued in December 2023. This is a public safety facility, number 1 and 2, for a total of $15 million.
And on that too, that was $15 million for one DPS station, to where you would actually still be utilizing your original DPS station and then creating another one. So thanks to the hard work of Chief and all of his due diligence, they've been able to identify that and create 2 stations. I don't want to say for the price of one, but that's essentially the direction in which we're headed, so it's very exciting.
Okay. And this is the 2026 series, the utility bond that's anticipated in FY '26. This will cover water well number 1. We had budgeted $8 million for that. 1.5 million elevated water tank is budgeted at $14 million. Design is already underway, and as well as the 3 million gallon storage tank. And also a part of this is the 3 million gallon shared ground storage tank with the city of Rockwall for a total of $35.5 million.
And again, just for note, that goes over double the current storage capacity that we have. So strategically focusing on that water bridge plan in that capital improvement.
That's the end of my presentation. Do y'all have any questions or comments regarding the
Very
FY
good.
'26 budget?
Thank you, Mr. Ayers. At this time, council, do you have any questions for staff? more questions. We've been beating you up.
Yeah. Nah,
We're gonna take
nah,
it
it's fine.
easy on you now. Very good. All right, if there are no further comments, thank you, Mr. Ayers. We will now go into a public hearing at 6:56. We are now in a public hearing. Do we have any residents that would like to speak for or against on the budget items in which were presented? None. All right. At 6:56, we will close the public hearing. Are there any other questions or comments, council, that you have? Very well. We will move past this item. Thank you, Mr. Ayers.
Mr. Mayor, we,
Mr. Alexander?
just as a matter of state rules, we do need city council to take some action on this budget. We are recommending the action be to table this budget until the 23rd of September.
Perfect. I didn't see an action item on this, so very well. We will take action. You're saying staff's recommendation is tabling to the
23rd.
23rd?
23rd.
All right. Council, at this time, the chair has opened the floor to entertain a motion. Recommendation from staff is to table.
I'll motion that we table this budget till September 23rd.
Very well. We have a motion on the floor by Councilwoman Thorogood. Thank you. Do we have a second?
Mr. Mayor, I'll second.
We have a second by Councilman Myers. Motion moves. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Passes unanimously. Thank you, council. All right, moving into agenda item 5.b, discussion and action on resolution number 250909A, approving the resolution of the Board of Directors of the Rockwall Central Appraisal District, authorizing the completion of the second floor of the appraisal office. Mr. Ayers.
Mayor and council, the resolution that you have before you is pretty straightforward. It's just a resolution approving, authorizing the Rockwall Central Appraisal District to move forward with the completion of the second floor of their office space and their building. And today we have Kevin Passons. He's the chief appraiser with the Rockwall Central Appraisal District. So if you have any questions for him, he's here to answer those.
Very well. Thank you, Mr. Ayers. At this time, council, the floor is open for any questions. Doesn't seem there is at this time. Very well. The chair will open the floor to entertain a motion.
Mr. Mayor, I'll make a motion.
Okay, we have a motion.
Motion we approve Resolution 250909, RCAD, approving the RCAD Board of Directors resolution authorizing the completion of the second floor of the appraisal office.
Very well, we have a motion on the floor to approve as stated. Do we have a second?
I will second it.
Second by Councilwoman Thorogood. Motion moves. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Passes unanimously. Very well, thank you, council. Moving into agenda item 5.c, discussion and action to award the bid for the construction of Heath Waterwell number 1 and authorize city manager to execute the agreement between owner and contractor for the construction contract with the selected bidder. Mr. Creed. Mr. Creed's not here. Mr. Alexander?
I'll take this one, Mr. Mayor. Thank you, Mayor, City Council members. You may recall a month ago, the city received a single bid on water well number 1, which is the water well that's planned to be located at the Town Center Park. Council rejected that bid, requested town staff or city staff to pursue rebidding water well number 1. That has been completed. In your packet, you have the bid tabulation as well as the bid submitted by the lowest responsible bidder. We have Kenny Fryer and Tanner Henson here with Kimley Horn to come present this item to you and walk you through the process and the conclusion of that process.
Very well. Thank you, Mr. Tanner. If y'all take the lectern, please. Kenny, good to see you.
Good to see you guys again. Well, good to see you again, Mayor. Council, my name is Kenny Fryer. I'm with Kimley Horn in the Lubbock office. I lead many of our water well projects and large water wastewater projects in West Texas. A little bit of background on me. I have 19 years of experience, designed a little over 60 water wells, in my career, many in the Panhandle, in South Plains, and a few here in North Texas. And so just want to say thank you for allowing me to come speak to you tonight.
You guys drill a lot of stuff out there?
And that is what a lot.
Drilling capital of Texas?
That's right.
You guys
That's
just know how to oversee a lot of holes.
That's correct. So this presentation is intended. Oh, I'm sorry. Thank you. Okay. This is intended to be a discussion. So if there's anything that you guys have questions on, feel free to interrupt me, and I will answer it. So brief project overview is this is a potable water well located in the town center park. The desired capacity, desired production is 700 gallons a minute at a depth of 3,420 feet. We had a bid opening on August 28th, and good news. I think this presentation is filled with a lot of good news. 5 bids were received. Moving on, so what was included in the base bid? So the base bid included mobilization, bonds and insurance, and then demob. The 2A was the groundwater well drilling. 3 is an add/deduct for the well screen and depth. 4 is again an add/deduct for well depth. Item 2B was the accelerated drilling schedule, so that was the requirement for the well driller to complete the drilling of the water well by late February. 5 is the groundwater well pumping equipment itself. 6 is an add/deduct of column pipe. 7 was electrical and instrumentation, and then 8 was the disinfection. So the way we structured this provided the city a lot of flexibility in when it comes to the potential awarding of the bid. Excuse me. Alternate bid items give you guys the flexibility in drilling schedule and project scope, and then that alternate drilling schedule, assuming a notice to proceed here relatively quick at the beginning of October, would have the drilling. I'll say the drilling. That's a key part of that. Complete by late February. I'll pause there for any questions.
Very well, thank you, sir.
Okay.
At this time, council, the floor is open for any questions or discussion.
So, I have a question.
Councilman Thurgood?
When you say that the drilling will be completed
Yes, ma'am.
in February, you will get water.
That's the goal, yes. That will verify the presence of groundwater. Yes, ma'am.
So that's the extent of what will be completed in February.
Correct. That is correct. And then what we'll do is engage with the driller, if it is awarded to these guys, work through the finer details of the size for the screening casing, the gravel pack, pumping equipment, finalize a lot of those things.
Hey, Kenny, could you go into a little more detail on that as far as what we expect to see on the ground or in the ground at the end of February?
Yep. Correct me if I'm wrong, but what you guys could expect to see is about 36 inches of casing sticking out of the ground with the seal block surrounding that.
Sometimes the seal block comes in later, yes.
Yeah.
The case would be there, the case would be cemented into the ground.
Yeah. And the reason for the cement is to protect the aquifer from any runoff. We don't want anything from the surface contaminating the drinking water.
And Kenny, can you talk a little bit about when they will perform the 36-hour pump test?
Yes, the 36-hour pump test would occur during that time. So that's where we would get a better idea of what that aquifer could actually produce. So if it's 700 gallons a minute, that would be great. That's where we would really get a really good idea of what that well's going to produce.
You'll know that within 36 hours of putting water?
No, ma'am. So the drilling is complete. The screen and the casing and the gravel pack are in. And then these guys will come in with a temporary pump and then start pumping. My kind of where I've liked to set is a 3-step test. So we'll pump at a lower gallon per minute for 12 hours, increase that to a higher yield for another 12, and then another 12 to round out the 36 hours.
So do you have a timeframe for when y'all will be able to do that part of it?
That will happen later. That will happen in,
March, April?
I'm gonna lean on you guys to answer that.
March,
March,
April.
April. The drilling's complete. Yeah, yeah,
If the driller's gonna speak, we'll need you to
Okay.
join at the lectern for for additional questions, so.
okay.
Fair.
So we'll get a better understanding of the contractor schedule once we enter into notice to proceed.
Okay, thank
Yes,
you
ma'am.
very much.
It's a great question. and
Very
so,
good
We
question.
can have them come up next.
Very good
to-
question.
To answer any of those questions.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Are there any other questions that we have for Kimberly Horn?
I got one. What, do you, on the electrical part, that was been brought up, some of this stuff could take possibly up to a year to get, or do you see any delays for that?
Not as of right now.
Okay.
The,
Mr. Mayor, I think Kenny has a few more slides to go through on the bid tab and a timeline, if we can let him go
Yep.
ahead and proceed with that.
Thanks for
Thank
the
you.
redirection. So, next slide is just going over the 5 bids ranging from lowest to highest, with the lowest bid being a little above $4.5 million, with Alsay Incorporated on the higher end of $8.2 million. Moving on, the construction timeline. So again, anticipating a notice to proceed at the end of this month, with mobilization and drilling occurring in October 1 of 2025, with construction wrapping up at the end of July. And then our recommendation of award. So we evaluated the lowest 2 bidders' bid packages, the lowest being Kirby Resources, the other being C. Miller's. We did that because there was a sense of urgency that we had. Bid opening to today, we wanted to get this information back in y'all's hands as quickly as possible. After reviewing Kirby Water Resources bid package, they didn't provide documentation that met the requirements of the contract documents. So our bid package required the bidder to provide documentation of 5 completed potable water wells with comparable depth, settings, well material, and diameter. Then we moved on, in tandem with that, we reviewed C. Miller's drilling package, and their bid package was very thorough, very well documented. They demonstrated through their bid package that they do have the comparable experience as outlined in the contract documents. And so it's our recommendation to you guys to award the construction contract to C. Miller Drilling in the amount of $5,497,777 for the base and alternate bid. And then again, what's included in the bid? That is the base bid with the alternate. So you guys, we're recommending that to proceed forward with the accelerated drilling schedule, which would have the drilling piece of it completed at the end of February.
Very good. So going back, council, for any questions for Kimberly Horn on whether it be about this driller or in general, I know that this water well is a key element to this bridge plan and getting things rolling and expedited. Do you have any further questions for Kimberly Horn?
I have one.
Very well.
I hate to ask this question, but what if we don't see water?
What happens?
Yeah.
That's always a possibility of a dry hole. That was one of Mr. Alexander's first questions, is what happens. And so what would happen is if there is a dry hole, which praying that there's not, but again, a possibility. So what is gonna happen, that initial work is gonna be a 10-inch test hole that the driller is gonna drill. What they'll do is they'll provide a driller's log that documents the lithology going down to the bottom of the well. And then they'll come back with electronic logging equipment that will run a series of tests. It'll look like a bunch of graphs, and then we'll partner with the contractor to evaluate those. And that documentation should identify where the groundwater is, can even go so far as to identify potential groundwater quality issues, if there are any. I'm not expecting any. But if there is a dry hole, what would happen is the driller would plug the hole, and then our recommendation to you all would be to cancel the contract. There's no sense in proceeding forward with equipping that well
Right.
and throwing bad money, good money after bad.
Would we not want to put the well somewhere else?
And then we would evaluate, we could do that with the upcoming design of the second set of wells, is evaluate an alternate location for an additional water well.
Let's pray that doesn't happen, but thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Very good. Good question. Any other questions, Councilman?
Yeah, I have a question.
Councilman Dodson?
I see in the bid package that C. Miller also has not drilled a well 3,200 to 3,400 feet deep. Why would that then qualify them to be a contractor on this project, since the expectation is that the well will have to be drilled that deep?
That's a good question, Councilman. A well to the depth of 3,400 feet is a unique well. What, in our professional opinion, what qualifies C. Miller to perform this work is it's the same rig, it's the same equipment that would be set up on this deeper hole. They're going deeper. So it's the same equipment, the same personnel, same staff that has 42 years of experience that Mr. Miller does. And so it's simply deeper.
Thank you for that. I also have noticed that over the last week, there's been a flurry of documentation being sent in by the low bidder. And, this clearly was after the fact, and after presumably Kimley Horn made the recommendation to this. Did any of that additional documentation support their credibility to be the driller for this project, from your perspective?
To answer your question, no, sir. That additional documentation didn't provide what was required in the contract documents of, if I can go backwards, of comparable depth, diameter, production capacity. Kirby's largest project as a company to date is around $650,000. The deepest well they've drilled is around 700 feet. This is, if they were awarded this project, that would be a large step as a business for them. Again, commend their desire to grow. I think that's a really great thing. I think as a critical asset, and that's what this well is an asset to the city. I think that they just didn't demonstrate with their submitted documentation the requirements that the contract documents had in them.
Great. Thank you for your response. No further questions, Mayor.
Thank you, Councilman Dodson. Great question. You kind of hit the nail on the head on some of my questions. I think you guys have answered really directly and indirectly on the question I have. Obviously, I mean, there's a $1 million delta.
Yeah, that's a lot of money.
So, and two, the last recommendation was to potentially approve an $9 million well. So it's good to see these numbers. It falls more in alignment with what we had originally thought we would land at. So good job, Kimley Horn, for going back to the well, all pun intended, and really getting more bidders to come in and be competitive that want to do work with the city of Heath, and so we thank you for that. Are there any other questions, Councilman, for Kimley Horn?
Just have one. I'm looking at all these wells. Have y'all drilled anything in this area?
Well,
mean,
are there any further questions
No,
for Kimley
no,
Horn? If
not for Kimley Horn, no.
We'll have the
I have-
recommended driller come up and speak. Yes, ma'am?
I have one, and forgive me if this has been covered at another meeting, but I don't think we've discussed it today. But the depth of the well, why have we determined it to be so much deeper than other wells?
That is to maximize the production capacity. So as the well ages, that volume of groundwater is going to be extracted, so the aquifer is going to lower over the life of the well.
Oh, it'll last
And
longer.
so if you stop at
Yep.
a shallower depth, you're going to have to step over and drill deeper to get the water, to chase the water as it goes deeper.
It makes sense. Very good, thank you.
Yes, ma'am.
Great question.
Very good question.
You got great questions. Any other questions? Very well. Thank you, sir.
All right.
At this time, council, do you have questions for the driller? Councilman Myers, you did? If you
I just
guys-
have the one.
If you guys would like to take the lectern, and then the council will address you with questions. Councilman Myers?
Yeah, the only question I had was, I've looked at all the wells here in the depths. Have you drilled anything here more local? I mean, I don't see anything. I mean, I see Kilgore, and some of these, of course, I'm not sure where they're at, you know, the White Shed Water District, you know, things like that. Have
We-
you drilled anything around here, closer?
Around here being a relative term, we've drilled quite a few along 380 east
Okay.
from north of Fort Worth, west over to beyond, Farmersville.
Farmersville, okay.
And then we've done, this is a Trinity Aquifer.
Right.
Which, it goes down the I-35 corridor as well. So it's the same kind of drilling into the same aquifer down around Waco where we drilled pure water supply more than a decade ago, well, more than 15 years ago.
Okay, thank you. I will say you hit some pretty good wells.
Thank you.
1,100 gallons a minute.
Thank you. Yes, sir.
I was expecting you to say a hole's a hole. We know how to drill a hole. I'm just kidding. That should be your marketing strategy. Any other questions? Councilman Thorogood, any questions?
No, sir.
Councilman Dodson, any questions?
No, Mayor, not at this time.
Very well, thank you, Councilman Dodson. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Okay, if there are no other questions, are there any discussion amongst ourselves, councilmen, on this hot topic? If there's not, then the chair will open the floor to entertain a motion.
I'll make a motion. A motion that we award the construction contract to C. Miller Drilling in the amount of $5,497,777 for the base and the alternative bid, and authorize the city manager to execute such agreement.
Okay. Council, does that qualify for what we were seeking here with the city manager to execute the agreement?
Yes, I missed if he named the.
He did name he named the contractor. Very well. So the motion is on the floor as stated. Do we have a second?
I will second it.
We have a second by Councilwoman Thorogood. The motion moves. All those in favor say aye.
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 Those opposed?
Nay.
All right. Councilman Mormon is a nay. But we have Dodson, Myers, Thorogood, and Councilman Omby and myself. Very well, for the yay. All right, moving into agenda item .D, Customer Service Committee update, and I believe that Councilwoman Horn is not here today, and Councilman Dodson is not in person, so what we're going to do is we're going to move that item to the September 23rd meeting, if we're all good with that. All right. Very well. We'll move into agenda item number 6. That's our executive session. In accordance with Texas Government Code, Chapter 551, Subchapter D, the City Council will recess in executive session. This is a closed meeting to discuss the following. 6.A, 551.076, deliberation on the deployment of security personnel and devices regarding license plate readers and Department of Public Safety deployment. We are now in executive session at 7:21.